How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Smokin' Android. I am Jared, and today we're going to be taking a look at FTL Launcher, which is an abbreviation for Faster Than Light. So, this is actually another application from my friend and developer Lewis, who is also the developer of one of the other apps I've reviewed, which is Ultimate Call Screen HD. So you can go check that out, as well as check out some of his other really awesome apps. But anyways, today we're looking at FTL Launcher. And he basically designed this for simplicity and fastness-osity, I guess. No, but seriously though, it is a really nice launcher. It's a nice, simplistic, basic launcher without that sort of industrial feeling to it. I know there's a bunch of other launchers out there that are really light in the pants. No, really light, but they lack a bunch of features, and he's kind of got some workarounds, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Now, just to start out, a couple of really cool additions or features about this particular launcher is that you can actually use ADW icon and dock themes, ADW Go Launcher, Launcher Pro, all those icon and dock themes you can use with this launcher, so that's pretty cool. No, you can't use specific themes like an overall overhaul, but you can change the icon and dock themes, which actually brings me to another point or conclusion. There was another app I reviewed a while ago called The Ultimate Icon, and it's got thousands and thousands of custom icons. And it is that particular application is compatible right out of the box with ADW Go Launcher and Launcher Pro. So I'm wondering if maybe we can actually, if this is sort of compatible in the same way. So anyways, taking a look at the launcher itself here. So like I said, also you can mix and match the themes too. So you can have some from Go Launcher, you can have some from ADW, and so on. But anyways, some cool things. Now, with most launchers, you can resize the widgets. You would add the widget to your desktop, and either while adding it, you would resize it, or whenever you want, you could resize it and do what you need to do. But this one's a little bit different. So let's say, for instance, we wanted to add a widget to the home screen here. Click on widgets, and let's say I want to add the calendar widget. Now, this is the way that you will be customizing the size of the widget. As you can see, it's not a a resizable type of thing. It is a you set it and go. So if I was to kind of set that there, then you can see that the calendar widget is there, and long pressing on it does not resize the widget, unfortunately. I think the reason why he did that is also just to kind of like keep it scaled back so it's still nice and light in the pants. I should say loafers, because it's not like this is a gender. But anyways, so it's either way. It's a bit of a workaround, but you can still change the different sizes of the widget. So if you didn't like that size, of course you can always just get rid of it and re-add it and select the size that you do like. Now, some of you may be asking, does this launcher support ice cream sandwich? It does. It supports both gingerbread and ice cream sandwich. In fact, I think, and I hope Lewis doesn't get pissed off at me if I screw this up, it might even go back to Android 2.2. But anyways, if you're running gingerbread with this launcher, which in my opinion this is kind of more tailored towards, you get 3D app drawer with specific screens. And those screen size resolutions are 800 by 480, 854 by 480, 960 by 540, and 480 by 320. Those displays will enable you to have the 3D app drawer if you're running gingerbread. If you're running ice cream sandwich, you're not going to be able to take advantage of the 3D app drawer, because ice cream sandwich, being a whole new version of Android, doesn't actually support or have the old OpenGL files that Android 2.3 does. But that's not the end of the world. Oh no, I don't have a 3D app drawer. Like, who cares, right? The 2D drawer is still really quick and just as useful. Now, I haven't been able to find any way to customize sort of the app drawer itself. Like, I can't, unfortunately, there's no scrolling. And again, I'm running ice cream sandwich, so I can't move over to my widgets and view everything in the app drawer itself, which I kind of would have liked to see. Also, it would have been nice to have the option to change from side-to-side scrolling, or just start doing some of the categorizing that some of the other alternative launchers out there include. But it's not the end of the world, especially for this is just some small sacrifices for the overall speed and efficiency of this particular launcher. One thing I do want to mention is that this particular launcher allows you to go from 1 home screen all the way up to 9 home screens. Now I know that there's other launchers out there again, you know, that can support more home screens, like even up to 15. But you know, I for one don't need more than 2. A lot of you know that. I usually only use 1 or 2 home screens maximum. And what pisses me off about those other launchers that do let you get up to 15 home screens is that it's a minimum of 3 home screens, which means that I still have 1 to 2 extra home screens that I never use, you know, because, you know, that's what widgets are for. That's what your app drawer is for. That's what folders are for. I don't need 15 home screens, let alone 3. Now, some of you may be wondering, you know, okay, well, can we switch around the dock icons? Yes and no. Not in the traditional manner where you would just long press on it and you can just kind of like grab and drag and drop them in there. This way, as you can see there, I've changed them around a little bit, but instead of dragging and dropping, what you're going to be doing is long pressing on it, and it'll bring up this choose activity. Here's all of your apps and a bunch of different stuff, and then you would just select it. So for instance, if I wanted to choose messaging for this one, then it would just change it to messaging. So, you know, that's still there. Now let's go ahead and take a look at some of the settings options, or at least preferences for that matter. So starting out, of course, you can see you've got Theme Manager here. And this is where you manage all the different icon and dock themes from ADW, Launcher Pro, and Go Launcher. Now, use 4 hot seats. If I was to unclick that, you'll see what it does. It minimizes the amount of icons you're able to use. Now, they say in the description of the application itself on the Play Store, between 3 and 5. They are considering the app drawer icon to be one of them. So 1, 2, 3, and if I was to go back into preferences and change that to 4 hot seats, then you would see all those displayed there. In here we've got dark background options, so if I was to click that and go in here, you'll notice that down at the bottom of the dock bar, it's actually a black background. And if I went back into preferences and unchecked that, it would be a different color. And if I wanted to, we could even go back in there and just get rid of no background and have it just a translucent or transparent, background, so that you can, you know, see your wallpaper and all that stuff. You guys know what I mean. Another cool option in here is you can change the dock size, icon size in the dock. So if I was to click on dock icon size, small, smallish, normal, I have set mine to normal, but if we wanted to check out what small looks, you know, very minimalistic there, and we can go back in and change it again to normal, and it'll show normally the regular size. Number of home screens, default home screens, of course, rows and columns are customizable. You can hide shortcut labels like most launchers. Change around the transition speeds, a home screen bounce effect. You can make it so it auto rotates, which is nice. Wallpaper scrolling, all these regular options. What I really like, there's 3 options down here at the bottom that I really like. So if you'll see here, swipe up to open drawer and swipe down to open notifications. So going back to the main screen here, if I was to swipe up, it opens up the home screen. The app drawer. So I thought that was really neat. And if we're to go ahead and scroll down, which is usually found in most custom ROMs, you can just drag down the notification bar without having to reach for the status bar itself, just anywhere in the home screen, and away you go, as you can see. Now, going all the way to the bottom for the last feature of this that I really like, it's very unique to this particular launcher, and that is Core Android animation speed. This is the first launcher that I know of that actually allows you to control and customize the actual animation speeds within the actual operating system itself. So, to show you what I mean by that, I have these both bumped up to fast because I like fast. But if I was to put them all the way to the bottom, get out of here, and bring up the menu, you'll see how it just slowly transitions in and out like that. And so if I was to get into things like this, you'll see how slowly it does it. That's on purpose. It's not lagging, okay? That's, you know, so now most people probably aren't going to want to go that slowly, but this is sort of how it adds a level of elegance to the actual launcher itself, you know, making it really unique. So, you know, putting in the middle might kind of be acceptable and look still pretty cool and nice and slow, you know what I mean? See that? And then, of course, if we were to bump it up all the way, then we got this animation just pop. So that was a really cool feature that I have never seen in any other launchers before. That does definitely add a level of elegance to this launcher. So anyways, guys, that is it. This has been FTL Launcher. There is a paid version in the market and a free version. This is the paid version, and it is, I believe, $2.63 in the Play Store. So go ahead and head on over there and check it out. I will have a link in the description below to the Play Store. And that is it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this one. And you can now follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and G+. So yay, I'm like everybody else. Bunch of social media sites. No, but anyways, just stay up to date with all of the news and videos and shit like that that's coming out from the Smoking Android. And that is that. And until next time, everyone. Oh, one more thing before I leave you. If you haven't seen already our 100th video giveaway, you're going to want to head on over there. We've got some awesome prizes that we're giving away. So be sure to check out that video. But that's it. That is it, I swear. Alright, guys, until next time, the Smoking Android, we're signing out.